Feel another sneeze brewing?
No.
No.
I'll put hoods up.
Yeah. Let's be matching. Ooh. Oh, do that and then we can have it like a thumbnail maybe. Oh, maybe not. Hello and welcome back to Liz's Life for another Harry Potter podcast, the first one of 2023. So in my latest Monday upload, I explained what happened, the silence, the anticipation you were waiting for 2023. And we're kicking it off with a bit of a different video for this Harry Potter episode, and it is all to do with our experience of visiting the Harry Potter Forbidden Forest. Ooh. So I'm back with...
No, that's not James, hello.
Yeah, that's how it works. I'm back with this specimen of a boyfriend, and we're going to talk you through how we made a full day really out of the experience, because the actual event of visiting the Harry Potter Forbidden Forest experience, it starts in the evening. It has to be dark, obviously. You want it to be creepy because it's the Forbidden Forest. So we were kind of thinking, well, we've got the day off work. What are we going to do in the day? Let's really make the most out of it. So, James, talk us through the location and then what we decided to do for the actual day. So the location of where one would find the Forbidden Forest.
Okay, so it's at Arley Hall and Gardens in Cheshire. So it's kind of quite rural, quite country. It's about a half an hour drive from Chester, where we spent the day up until about 5 PM. Yeah, what did we do? And neither of us have been to Chester before,
No.
I think. No. So we just had a little look around. It's quite nice. I think it reminds me of somewhere between like Stratford, if you've ever been to Stratford upon Avon, and York.
Both beautiful places as well.
It's very similar aesthetic, I feel.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like very thatched buildings, that kind of vibe. It used to be, I'm sure it was like, is it like a Roman fortress? Is that the kind of correct terminology? Oh, me hood! No, we need to keep up looking like Dementors. So it's, yeah, very thatched, very beautiful, quite small, or the centre seemed to be quite small.
Yeah, but very populated still. Very busy. A lot of, like, very good high street.
Yeah.
A lot of shops, a lot of variation. Very nice.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
So, it was about a half an hour drive, 40 minutes when it's Liz driving, let's be honest, I'm very slow. A 45-minute drive to Arley Hall. It was quite easy though, wasn't it, really? We'll talk about the journey back afterwards, but the journey there was beautiful, and it was very easy. The Dementor hood kept coming down, so we'll just keep it down for now. So the actual location, like James was saying, it's like a manor estate, so you don't go into the house at all, but the adjoining woods are basically where you journey to. So we want you to feel as prepared as possible in terms of what to wear or what to bring, because like we were saying, the experience is only open in the evening, and in 2022 it started the 15th of October and closed January 15th, because it's basically, it needs to be as dark as possible for the experience to be as lifelike to the Forbidden Forest. So it's only open at that winter time in the evening, where it gets dark earlier.
Obviously it's winter, so take a coat. It's very windy. I think we potentially went on the windiest weekend. It was the weekend that's just gone. Very, very, very strong winds.
Wait, not in the actual wood?
No, just in Britain, I think. So it was very cold most of the day anyway. And as it's winter, it rains quite a lot, or snows, or a mixture of both. So I wear Dr. Martens most of the places I go to in life. Liz, however, was wearing white trainers, which now are no longer white trainers.
Well, I've got the majority of the mud off, but at the time it was slip and slide, really.
So yeah, the forest itself isn't as cold, isn't as windy. Obviously, you're surrounded by a lot of trees that kind of masks the temperature, and it's not too bad. It's quite mild, but for the day, the whole experience, unless you're just going to drive there and then drive back, I would take at least a decent amount of warm clothing, just so you don't freeze.
Maybe a hat or a hood, some gloves. I think gloves would be a good option, just because my hands were a little bit cold. But yeah, and any clothes that you wouldn't find or feel bad getting a bit muddy because you're outside. So that's the kind of aesthetic of what to do really and what to wear. But whilst we're sort of interspersing what the actual experience was like for us with video clips, James and I wanted to talk to you guys about what our like favourite fantastic beasts are really in the Harry Potter world, because that's the majority of the Forbidden Forest experience is about seeing these magical creatures, isn't it?
So even ones that you don't expect to find in the Forbidden Forest.
Yeah. So James, for you, if you were a Hogwarts student in the Harry Potter world, and you're doing a lesson with Hagrid, what creatures would you be like, oh my god, I cannot wait for this lesson?
I like the Nifflers.
Oh, you stole mine!
No, you've got
yeah, I've got those.
Yeah, Niffler, yeah. So, yeah, the Nifflers are in the Forbidden Forest. You never see a Niffler in a Forbidden Forest. You see them in New York.
Because where's the gold in the Forbidden Forest?
Yeah. Stealing students' luggage, I guess. Yeah.
Why do you like the Nifflers?
Oh, they're just,
cute.
Yeah, it's like one of the few good things about the Fantastic Beasts series.
Oh.
It's just quite fun, isn't it? It looks like a platypusy thing.
Yeah.
That's just cute. Just cute.
It's cute. I mean, going along with the cute vibes, I've always been obsessed with Pygmy Puffs. Like, I love them so much. I was waiting for my Pygmy Puff toy to sing on Boxing Day. Alas, it did not. But there were so many Pygmy Puffs in the forest.
Yes.
Of the pink ones, purple ones. Two were kissing that looked like us too. I think we do have a clip of those two, like. So they were really, really cute. And what I really, really liked, and there is a clip, this isn't an animal necessarily, but I thought it was a really, really nice thing that they did in the forest. We saw Grawp sleeping, which was really, really cool. So it'd be interesting if you could comment below if you've been to the Forbidden Forest experience before. What was anything different when that you see on this time round in our videos? Because it could be that next year they change things up a little bit, thinking about the feedback that they get from the guests or the customers. So I really, really liked just seeing Grawp as well. What was your favourite little bit?
I think, yes, obviously that was cool, just seeing like pretty much everything that you would expect to find. Spiders as well wasn't necessarily fun, but it was good. It was scary. I made
James jump, as I always do, because even if it's not that scary, unfortunately it's my reaction that makes it so scary. I'm like, ah!
You turn non-horror films into horror films.
The jump scares, what can I say?
I think one thing that was interesting at the time we went, again it might be different for whenever you go, because obviously it'll be another year now, almost, until it's on again. Yeah. Is that something I found strange that was missing was centaurs.
Yeah.
Very, very much a prominent figure in the, probably the only, like, other than spiders, like, dominant
creature in the forest.
And definitely take, like...
Yeah.
And yeah, there wasn't any. I don't know if that was... I don't know, unless we just missed them somehow. I don't think we did.
I don't think we did, because we followed the route. And then also, because we were kind of expecting to see centaurs, because at the very beginning, they kind of start off with like voiceovers while you're walking through the woods. And there was Dolores Umbridge talking about the near-human intelligence of centaurs. We're like, oh my god, can you imagine when we see the centaurs?
No, no centaurs. Anything else, though, pretty much you'll find, I think.
Yeah, apart from there is no Voldemort snacking on some unicorns, which I was happy about, actually.
It would have been a little scary. There was a lot of young kids there. Personally, I think that is a little... I think it's I don't know, I feel like it would be wasted on anybody under the age of 7, personally. If you have kids, and you're thinking of taking them, if whoever's watching this has kids, I wouldn't take anybody. I just feel like they're not, because it's dark as well, there is some scary bits, the spiders. Unless you want to terrify your kids for an evening, maybe you do. I wouldn't.
What I did like about it was that at the very beginning there was like commentators or narrators or entertainers that were introducing you to the Forbidden Forest experience, and they were asking people for spells like, oh, if you were to turn, or I can't quite remember what they did. They basically, maybe with their wand, or they had a prop. So they had a prop and they were like, does anyone know what this does? And then me or James popped our hands up and we're like, that's an illuminator. And then they were like, oh, what Hogwarts house are you? And we were like, Hufflepuff. And they were like, 50 points to Hufflepuff. And we did it again at the very end. So by the end of it, we got like 150 points and no one else got anything, even though we were young. Well, we were too old to be doing it, really.
If you saw the last couple of Harry Potter videos where we got Ravenclaw in the quiz, we're not accepting that.
It's not happening. I'm sorry. We're Hufflepuffs. And that's okay. Okay? So yeah, I think we don't want to spoil too much of it by talking about loads of it, but we do know that it's going to be quite exciting, because I know I would love to have seen this experience, because not a lot of people know about it. They know about the Harry Potter studios, but not about this experience. So we will attach the rest of the clips at the end of the video, so you can experience it. If you don't want any spoilers at all, just leave it there.
Yeah, I think the one good thing about it, in difference to the studios, is that it does feel much more immersive. Like there is some things at the studio that obviously, like the herbology bit, there's a greenhouse you go in, that's all very cool. And there's a Forbidden Forest element in the studios, but actually being outside and being kind of like the cold weather, the darkness, the wind, the sounds you get from the forest, the lighting, they're very good with the lighting at this Forbidden Forest experience. I think that it definitely has its like the better elements than the studios. I think the studios is also fantastic and amazing and better for an all-round, obviously, Harry Potter experience. But if you want something like more immersive, I think this is definitely what you want.
Yay! So enjoy watching the rest of the clips as well. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please give a thumbs up if you enjoyed this different kind of Harry Potter video as well. Like we were saying beforehand, comment if you've been to the Forbidden Forest experience or you're wanting to go. What would you be looking forward to? What are your favourite kind of Harry Potter creatures as well? And please subscribe to the channel to receive Monday Lush videos and then Potter podcasts on Fridays. It really gives us a good indication of the videos that you're liking, and also gives us more of an opportunity to make even more content for more people. And have a wonderful day. Patronum!